Halacha says in regards to Selichot, one has to be careful not to repeat the pasuk of Shema Yisrael. Why? Because the person who says Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad with the Hazan, and then he repeats it again afterwards, sounds like as if he's saying that there's two gods. There's only one. There's only one Hashem, Hashem Echad. Yeah. So if you say the pasuk Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, then you repeat it again, it's as if you're saying that a person is, there's two Hashems, and that's not true. And therefore, the correct way is that one should listen to the Hazan first, say Shema Yisrael, and then he repeats it afterwards, after the Hazan, and that's the only each one only says it one time. So therefore, when a person comes to Elahad, the Rebbe Meir, or Elahad, the Navi, whatever it is, one should only say it one time, because again, it's for the same reason. When a person says Elahah of one Hacham and then he says Elahah of someone else, Has v'Shalom, it sounds like as if a person is saying that there's two Elahahs over here. This God should answer us and then this one should answer us, and it's not true. There's only one Elahah, there's only one God, and therefore one should be careful that you only say one Elahah and then the rest is B'schut. B'schutei of Shimon Bar Yochai, and so on and so forth as we see the books. That's how it writes it, that again it's one Elahah, because there's only one Eloah, one God, and then after that everything else is b'schut. B'schut this Hacham, b'schut this great person that we ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu to answer us and answer our tefillot. In regards to the Chod Shofar, as we're learning, Halacha says, Asur le'hafsik bedibur ben ha'beracha letki'at ha'shofar. Ve'imsach, sarich lachzor ulbarech. It's forbidden for a person to talk between the beracha of shofar and the tekiot for any reason. And therefore, if one did talk, he has to repeat the beracha. And if the hazan already is blowing, then obviously you lost out the beracha. וכן אסור להפסיק בדיבור בין סדר תשרת לתשת ובין תשת לטרת. Not only can't you talk from the beracha till the beginning of the blowings, also during the entire first 30, one cannot talk. And if one spoke, he made a hefsek, and therefore, lo yatsa possibly. Could be he's not yotzeh, especially if he missed the sounds, for sure lo yatsa, but even if he didn't miss, he lost out the beracha from the sounds. He made some kind of hefsek, so therefore, one may not talk in between the tekiot. Rather, he has to wait till all the tekiot are over, and even if it's me'anyaneh tekiot, one should be careful not to talk. Again, there's only one person that's usually reading for the Ba'al Tokeya, and he says to him, Tekiyat Teruah, but other than that, nobody else should be talking for any reason. Now, what about between the Tekiyot that we blow at the beginning, before Musaf, and then you have Tekiyot that are blown during Musaf and after Musaf? Could I talk over there? So Halacha says, Me'ikar Adin, one should not talk from the beginning of the Tekiyot till the last Tekiyah. However, it's different than Halacha, that if a person spoke again during the first 30, we said it could be Lo Yatsa. However, if he heard the first 30, and he spoke between the first 30 and afterwards, that after, let's say, the first 30 blowings, it was already, they started Ashrei, and he spoke over there. Really, you shouldn't talk, because you should wait till after all the Tekiyot, which is the end of Musaf. But let's say you spoke. In such a case, definitely yatzah, you do not repeat the beracha in any way. Since you already heard the first 30, you were already yotzeh the mitzvah, and therefore you would not have to repeat the beracha. And again, you would not have to rehear all the blowings. However, one should be careful to try not to talk from the beginning of the tekiyat shofar, from the time that we say the beracha, till the end, which is right by the kaddish titkabal, and after the amidah, after musaf, that's when a person could already talk. After they finish that last tekiyah, then a person could talk.